What will Reacher Season 2 look like? The first season of Reacher on Prime Video definitely turned a few heads, largely thanks to a great casting decision for the lead character. Keeping in mind that Reacher quite literally walked away from his new friends at the end of that season, it left fans wondering what might be next for this hulking loner. Fortunately, there are more than a few books to work with. Jack Reacher was created by author Lee Child and has appeared in numerous books over the years. Tom Cruise played the former military police officer who roams the United States as an off-the-grid investigator in 2 films. The problem with that casting was Reacher was described as a mountain of a man, which is not a phrase ever used to describe Cruise. Alan Ritchson plays the character in the Prime Video series to virtual perfection. Quite quickly after Season 1 was fully on the streaming service, it was confirmed that a second season would be on the way. Given the fact that the series was a hit with critics and fans, this came as a surprise to absolutely no one. But those same critics and fans already have questions about any upcoming seasons, given the way the story's protagonist likes to operate. By his nature, Reacher stays out of the limelight and lives a quiet life on the fringes. As such, he tends not to stay in one place for long. At the end of Season 1, he left Margrave and the people he befriended there behind to continue his journey with no real destination. That means seeing any of those characters again in Season 2 is incredibly unlikely. The only character who may return is Neagley, as she is a recurring character in the books and an old friend of Reacher's. Different people who are involved in the series, including Ritchson, have said that they'd like to see the series follow the books. Since the first season was based on the first book, Killing Floor, it seems likely that the second season will be based on the second book, Die Trying. But that is yet to be confirmed. While Season 2 will ultimately provide fans with a lot of Reacher kicking butts and unraveling a web of lies he wants nothing to do with, it's important to realize that it will be quite different from the first season. What's interesting about this is the fact that the publication order of the books and the chronological order of the stories are different in some cases. Killing Floor, Die Trying, and Tripwire were the first 3 books to be published. But in the chronological order of the novels and short stories, they are 9, 10, and 11. As such, Die Trying still follows Killing Floor. In that story, a woman gets kidnapped off a Chicago street, and Reacher gets taken with her. The kidnappers ask for an insane ransom, leaving Reacher to save them both. Just to further complicate things, it's also been rumored that Season 2 and Season 3 will be shot back-to-back. There is no current timeline on when Season 2 will drop, but filming 2 seasons at once will definitely lessen downtime in the future. If the producers do follow the order of the books, either publication order or chronological order, that would mean Season May 3rd be based on Tripwire. Whatever the next seasons of the series look like, fans should rest assured that Reacher will not change. One of the key characteristics of this vigilante is his unrelenting and uncompromising nature. That's why friends like Neagley love him, but are also completely driven nuts by him at the same time. And as long as Reacher abides, so will the quality of the series. Reacher Season 1 exploded onto Amazon Prime Video in early 2022, capturing the hearts of viewers and fans of Lee Child's beloved Jack Reacher novels. Starring Alan Ritchson as the titular hero, the series was praised for its faithful adaptation of Killing Floor, the first of Child's books, and for bringing the tough, lone wolf investigator to life with grit, action, and sharp humor. Now, with anticipation building for Reacher Season 2, fans are eagerly speculating about what the next chapter will bring. Based on early indications, it's shaping up to be even bigger and bolder, with high-octane action, character development, and the same intensity that made Season 1 a hit. A new story, a new town. Each of Lee Child's Jack Reacher novels is a standalone story, meaning Reacher is always traveling to new places, getting involved in different mysteries, and meeting new people. Season 1 followed the plot of Killing Floor, set in the small town of Margrave, Georgia, where Reacher uncovers a massive conspiracy while avenging his brother's murder. However, the second season will shift focus to Bad Luck and Trouble, the 11th book in the series. This novel takes Reacher from his nomadic lifestyle back to his roots, as he is called upon to investigate the deaths of former colleagues from his old military police unit. This means fans can expect a deeper dive into Reacher's past, as the show explores his relationships with old comrades, adding emotional stakes and history to the character. In Bad Luck and Trouble, the action moves from the rural landscapes of Georgia to urban environments, with scenes set in Los Angeles and Las Vegas. This geographical shift will bring a fresh dynamic to the show. The glitz, glamour, and underlying corruption of cities like LA and Vegas will contrast sharply with the dusty, small-town setting of Season 1. Reacher's methodical, no-nonsense approach to solving problems will be put to the test in these bustling urban areas, where dangers lurk in the shadows and enemies hide behind polished facades. A team effort. One of the key differences between Reacher Season 1 and Season 2 will likely be the team dynamic. In Killing Floor, Reacher operated mostly solo, teaming up with local police officers when necessary, but often handling matters with his bare fists and unmatched investigative skills. In Bad Luck and Trouble, however, Reacher works alongside his former military police teammates, including Frances Neagley, who was introduced in Season 1. Neagley, played by Maria Sten, quickly became a fan favorite, and her role in Season 2 will likely expand. She's a tough, capable operative who shares a deep, unspoken bond with Reacher, and their interactions in Season 1 hinted at a complex relationship built on trust, loyalty, and shared experiences. Bringing more of Reacher's old squad into the mix will create opportunities for teamwork and tension, as these highly skilled, independent characters navigate the challenges of working together again after many years apart. The camaraderie and banter among the team will also add depth to the action-packed plot. Reacher's stoic, lone wolf nature will be tested as he reconnects with people who know him intimately, forcing him to confront his past in a way that Season 1 didn't explore as deeply. This emotional dimension will make for compelling television, as Reacher is forced to balance his personal quest for justice with the responsibilities he feels toward his former comrades. Bigger stakes and more complex villains. One of the highlights of Reacher Season 1 was its complex villain, played by Bruce McGill, who orchestrated a vast counterfeiting ring that reached deep into local politics and law enforcement. Season 2 promises to up the ante, with Bad Luck and Trouble introducing a more insidious and dangerous threat. The novel centers on a conspiracy that targets Reacher's old unit, killing off his former colleagues one by one in a brutal and calculated fashion. The stakes are personal for Reacher, who is not only seeking justice, but also protecting the remaining members of his unit from a powerful, well-funded enemy. The antagonists in Season 2 will likely be more shadowy and organized than the corrupt officials and local thugs from the first season. As Reacher and his team uncover the plot behind the murders, they'll have to contend with corporate power, government corruption, and possibly even paramilitary forces. The larger scope of this conspiracy will push Reacher and his allies to their limits, requiring them to use all of their tactical and investigative skills to survive. With this shift, the tone of Season 2 could be darker, more intense, and perhaps more suspenseful. The nature of the conspiracy in Bad Luck and Trouble is both personal and high stakes, blending action thriller elements with a gripping mystery. Reacher's methodical approach to problem solving, combined with brutal, efficient action sequences, will be on full display as he unravels the layers of the plot, while the tension between him and the villains will build to a crescendo that promises a spectacular showdown. Action, grit, and realism. The hallmark of Reacher Season 1 was its visceral, grounded action. Alan Ritchson's physicality in the role of Reacher, towering, muscular, and imposing, added an